The noise that never slept. The town of Srinagar never slept quietly. Even at dawn, before the sun climbed over the rusted water towers and half-painted buildings, noise ruled the streets. Vendors shouting prices, buses groaning in protest, neighbors arguing about trivial things that felt important only because they were loud. For Aarav Matia, this noise was not just outside. It lived inside him. At 24, Aarav felt older than his years and younger than his dreams. He lived in a small rented room with cracked walls and a single window that refused to close properly. Every morning, dust entered before sunlight, as if the world wanted to remind him how unsettled everything was. Aarav had a dream to become a writer, not the kind that writes advertisements or social media captions for brands he didn't believe in, but a real writer. Stories, books, words that mattered. But dreams are fragile things, especially when surrounded by voices that don't believe in them. You're wasting time. Get a real job. Writers starve. You think you're special. These words followed him everywhere, spoken by relatives, friends, strangers, and worst of all, by his own mind. He worked as a data entry operator during the day. The job paid little, drained much, and offered nothing beyond survival. Every keystroke felt like time slipping away from the life he wanted. Yet, quitting wasn't an option. Dreams don't pay rent. Every evening, Aarav sat at his old wooden desk, opened his laptop, and stared at a blank document. The cursor blinked like a challenge. Right, it seemed to say, but the noise returned. Who do you think you are? Nobody will read this. Ignore this fantasy and be practical. So he closed the laptop most nights without writing a single word. Ignoring negativity sounded like a motivational quote, easy to say, impossible to live. Aarav didn't know it yet, but his life was about to teach him the true meaning of ignoring, not running away, not suppressing, but mastering it. Advice that cut like glass. One Sunday afternoon, Aarav visited his uncle Raghav, a man known for his honest advice. Raghav believed honesty meant saying whatever came to his mind, regardless of impact. So, Raghav said, sipping tea, still dreaming of being a writer. Aarav smiled weakly. Yes, uncle. Raghav laughed. Not kindly, not softly. It was the kind of laugh that dismissed years of hope in a single breath. Listen, Aarav, he said, leaning forward. Dreams are for children. You're an adult now. Look at your cousins, engineers, doctors, and you, typing numbers and imagining stories. Each word hit Aarav like a stone. You don't ignore reality, Raghav continued. Reality ignores you. That sentence stayed with Aarav long after he left. That night, he didn't open his laptop. He lay on his bed staring at the ceiling, replaying every insult, every doubt, every failure. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe ignoring them is just cowardice. Sleep came late, heavy and restless. The next morning, something inside him felt different, not broken, but tired. Tired of absorbing every opinion. Tired of explaining his dreams. Tired of fighting noise with noise. At work, he noticed something strange. His colleague Ugne sat 2 desks away, headphones on, focused, calm. The office buzzed around her, phones ringing, supervisors shouting, but she remained unaffected. During lunch, Aarav asked her, how do you stay so focused? Neha smiled. I ignore what does it pay me emotionally or mentally. That sentence landed softly but deeply. Ignore what does it pay you. That was the first seed. Learning the difference between ignoring and escaping. Ignoring is often misunderstood. Aarav used to think ignoring meant pretending something didn't hurt, but the truth was different. One evening, while walking home, he noticed an old man feeding pigeons near a broken temple. The birds fought loudly over grains, flapping and squabbling. Yet, the old man remained calm. Don't they annoy you? Aarav asked. The man chuckled. If I listened to every bird, I'd forget why I came. That night, Aarav wrote for the first time in weeks. Not a story. A realization. Ignoring is choosing what deserves my attention. From that day, he changed small things. He stopped arguing with relatives. He muted unnecessary WhatsApp groups. He stopped explaining his dreams to people committed to misunderstanding them. But ignoring wasn't easy. Some nights, doubt screamed louder than before. Ignoring negativity felt like lifting weights you grow only by resisting. He began waking up an hour earlier to write. Early mornings were quiet. No opinions, no judgments, just him and his words. Pages slowly filled. Bad writing, good writing, honest writing. He ignored perfection. He ignored comparison. Weeks turned into months. For the first time, ignoring wasn't avoidance, it was discipline. When ignoring costs you relationships, not everyone liked the new Aarav. You've changed, friends said. You've become arrogant, others accused. You don't listen anymore. The irony hurt. He had started ignoring negativity, not people, but many couldn't tell the difference. One evening, his closest friend Samir confronted him. You don't hang out anymore, Samir said. You think writing makes you better than us. Aarav felt the urge to defend himself, to explain everything, but he remembered something he had written. Not every misunderstanding deserves clarification. I'm not better, Aarav said calmly. I'm just confused. Samir walked away, angry. That night, Aarav cried. Ignoring has a price. Sometimes it costs comfort, sometimes familiarity, sometimes people you wish understood. But growth is lonely before it is visible. He kept writing, failure that tested everything. After a year of silent work, Aarav completed his first manuscript. He sent it to publishers. Rejection followed. One email said, "Not marketable." Another, "Good effort, but no." Most said nothing at all. The noise returned, louder than ever. "See, you ignored reality and lost. Go back." For 3 days, Aarav didn't write. He let the pain exist. Ignoring pain, he learned, was not strength, processing it was. On the fourth day, he opened his laptop again. He wrote anyway, not because success was guaranteed, but because quitting would mean listening to every voice except his own. Ignoring, he realized, is not about arrogance, it is about loyalty to yourself. The quiet victory. 2 years later, Aarav sat in the same room, same cracked walls, same window. But everything else had changed. His second book had been accepted by a small publisher. No headlines, no fame, but real. A reader emailed him, "Your story helped me ignore the voices that told me I wasn't enough." Aarav smiled. That was it. Ignoring had not made him famous. It had made him free. Free from validation, free from fear, free from noise. He understood now, the world will always speak. Opinions will always exist. Negativity will always knock. But peace belongs to those who decide what deserves an answer and what deserves silence. The lesson of ignoring is not weakness. Ignoring is wisdom. Ignore distractions. Ignore doubt. Ignore people committed to misunderstanding you. But never ignore your values, your growth, your inner voice. Because the loudest lives are not always the most meaningful, and the strongest people are often the quietest.